Alright, in the last video we set up our application so that we can run our server, which right now is just sending out the word test. So what we want to do now is implement our views. Okay, so in views we're just going to have one index file. So let's create that. So it's going to be index.pug. And let's go ahead and put in our doc type. We're actually not going to need layouts or anything like that, because it's just this one file we'll be dealing with. So head, and let's say body, we'll put a title, let's say real-time chat. Whoop. And let's just say we'll put in H1. Just say test H1. Alright, and then we're going to go to our server.js, and instead of res.send, let's say render. And we want to render the index. Okay, now we're going to have to restart the server because I didn't use node mon. So let's say node mon. Okay, so now it's rendering that template. Alright, so we're going to use Bootstrap. Now I'm going to use Bower to install it, which is a client-side package manager. I want the Bower components folder to go into the public folder, so what we're going to do is create a file in the root called .bowerrc, and we're just going to put in an object here, and we're going to say directory public slash, actually let's just say public slash components. Alright, so now if you don't have Bower installed, I'm just going to stop this. If you don't have Bower installed, you want to do npm install install Bower-G for global. Alright, and then we're just going to say Bower install Bootstrap. And it should get installed in the components folder. Public components, good. Alright, so now let's go to index.pug, and we're going to include that. Let's go in the head. We'll say link style sheet. Okay, and this is going to be in slash components slash Bower. I'm sorry, not Bower, slash Bootstrap slash dist slash CSS slash bootstrap.css. Pretty sure that's it. So let's go ahead and reload. And we didn't start the server back up. Okay, and you can see the fonts change. That means that Bootstrap is now included. Now we're also going to want to include Jquery, because that's what we're going to use on the client side to connect to our server. So let's use the Jquery Google CDN. So let's see. Okay, we want Jquery, which is right here. So I'm going to grab this link. I should memorize that by now. And we're going to put script source and then paste that in. Okay, and that should include Jquery. And let's also include the Bootstrap JS file. So that's in components, Bootstrap dist JS, bootstrap.js. Okay, let's check it out. Let's open up the console. Okay, no errors, good. Now we're just going to put in a very simple nav bar. So let's say nav dot navbar dot navbar inverse. Okay, we're going to tab over and put in a container. Tab over, put in navbar header, and then let's do a dot navbar brand. And let's call this eChat. And there we go. Now we have a very simple nav bar with a logo. Now, usually I would do the interface last, but since this is so simple, we're just going to kind of build it out here. Alright, so let's see. We're going to go under the nav bar on the same level, and let's put a container. Okay, and then in here, let's put a row. Then we'll do call MD8. And then this is going to be a user form. So let's give it the ID user form wrap. And we'll put an H1. We'll say create username. Okay, that'll be form, and let's give it an ID of user form. Okay, and then we'll have an input. Let's give that an ID of username. Give it a class of form control. And let's see, we'll give it a type of text. Placeholder, we'll just say enter username. Okay, then we'll put a line break and then a button. Let's give it a class of BTN and also BTN default. This is going to have a type of submit. And then the text will just say submit. Alright, so that's that. And let's see. We still want to be in the call MD8, which is right here. Okay, and we just want to tab over. Whoop. So we want to be right about here, actually on the same level as user form wrap. And then let's put in main wrap. Okay, and then we'll put in H1. And we're going to say speak your mind. Okay, under the H1 we're going to have the form. And this one's going to have an ID of chat form. Okay, let's go do a class of form group. And this is going to have a text area, which will give an ID of chat input, and a class of form control. Okay, it's going to have a name of body, a placeholder, say something. Okay, then let's do a line break and then a button. Class of BTN, BTN default, type submit, and text will be submit. Okay, a couple more line breaks. And now we're going to have our for column, which is going to go right here. So call MD4. And let's put an H3. And this is just going to be a list of users. Let's say chat users. And then that's going to be a UL. Whoops, same level. UL dot list group. and let's just put a div with the ID of users. Alright, so let's save that, see what that looks like. Okay, so that's good, and you'll see when we're in a bigger screen, it's a sidebar. Alright, so the idea is the user will come, they won't see this at first, they'll just see the create username. Once they add that, that should go away and they'll see the speak your mind. Alright, so I just wanted to kind of lay out the HTML beforehand. So we're going to go ahead and stop here, and in the next video we'll make it so that we can create a username.